Okay. So now we're on to problem number 3. And if you're watching this video, you want to at least check your work on number 3, or maybe you're just kind of stuck and not quite sure where to go. So we're going to work on this one together. So just like every single equation, we're going to start out by trying to isolate the variable, which means we're going to have p by itself, all of the numbers on the other side. And I can see here that we have two numbers. We have 8 and we have 3/6 that need to get moved over to the other side. So we'll start with step 1. Step 1 is to make the constant equal 0. Our constant is 8. The constant is the number that's by itself. It does not have a variable. So we have a positive 8 here because there's no symbol there, which means it's going to be positive by default. The opposite of positive 8 is negative 8. We're going to take our positive 8, we're going to subtract 8 from it, or adding a negative, same thing. We're going to subtract 8 plus our 3/6 p equals 9, and because we subtracted 8 on the left side, we're going to subtract 8 from the right side. And as I go to simplify that, we have positive 8 and negative 8. Those cancel out to 0. We have our 3/6 p that we're just going to bring down because there's nothing else left on the left side that we can do with that. And then on the right side, we have 9 minus 8, which equals 1. So we have completed step 1. We're now on to step 2. So step 2 is to make the coefficient equal 0. I'm sorry, to make the coefficient equal 1. And just like earlier when we identified our constant as 8, our coefficient is 3/6. Our coefficient is 3/6 times p. In order to do the inverse operation of multiplication, we need to do division, which means we're going to divide by 3/6. Divide both sides by 3/6. 3/6 divided by 3/6, that cancels out to 1 times p. So 1 times p equals 1 divided by 3/6. Now I know before we were able to just punch it into our calculator. We did that. This time we're going to do the reciprocal of it, so that way we work it out a different way. So the reciprocal of 3/6 is 6/3, and instead of multiplication, or instead of division, we're going to make that multiplication. So we have 1 times 6 divided by 3. 1 times p is just p. 1 times 6 divided by 3 is 6 divided by 3, which means that p equals 2. So now go ahead and check that answer. Make sure that we're correct. Once you get finished checking that answer and established that we are correct, then you'll go ahead and get started working on problem 4. Problem 4 is going to be the same steps, step 1 and then step 2. Go ahead and get started working on that one right now.